Hello and welcome to round 1 feature card back 9 at the Central European Championships 2021. We are Dani Hatvani commentary. Next to me it's Dani Hatvani, the TD of the tournament. Hello.
Hi Stani, hello everyone.
And we have seen the front 9 already. Stani with a pretty good score. Tommy is doing quite well. Weronika, FJ 18 player doing pretty good.
Title defender. Previous CDGC.
And here we start with hole number 10.
Yes. So hole number 10 is a huge hyzer bomb for the MPO players, I would say. But it's actually a pretty tight one, so it's not easy to get to the basket, I would say.
Yeah, and it's a full crush. At least for me. I'm taking my Halo Destroyer, send it on a hyzer angle. And it's a really deceiving angle because it needs to go to the left pretty soon.
And that looks like a great shot for me.
Yeah, it's inside the circle.
That's pretty good. Next on the tee is Tomáš Kovács from Hungary. That looks a little bit too wide.
Yeah, he was
got some early trees.
Going with a higher line. For me that doesn't really work. I think you need to have some serious power to go really over the top there.
Weronika, that's a good shot from her. The only real danger at this hole is going straight into the bushes, because those bushes will definitely eat your disc alive if you'll end up in there.
Yeah, it's called the Hungary bush.
Yeah, Dinko leaving it just a little too early.
Yeah, he just continues a little bit on the struggle he had on the front 9. Nice upshot by Tommy.
Nice upshot by Tommy. I would say that 3 is not a bad score on this hole for the MPO division either.
Yeah, it's not a bad one, but it's still, at least for like the top players in MPO, it's a really...
They would definitely want to birdie.
Yeah, it's not that hard to get the birdie. But as you say, 3 is really okay, no harm, no foul. And here we see Dinko, I think, already trying to save a bogey. Or maybe par.
Whoa! That's definitely going into the highlight reels.
What a bogey save by Dinko Šimenc, celebrating it in style.
Great shot, Dinko.
Yes, yes, that's always, to me it's always, if you have a rough round, if things aren't going your way, just try to make some highlights.
Exactly. So hole 10 averaged 3.22 for the FPO division, and 3.2 for the FJ1 division as well.
Okay, just a little bit over par. I assume there have been a lot of pars on this hole then.
Yes. It actually turned out to be the easiest hole for the FJ18 division.
That's interesting.
That's interesting, yes.
But FJ18 division is only consisting of 5 players.
Yes, they only have 5 players. So basically I would say four of the players have parred it and maybe one more.
Yeah. Hole 11, that's one of the hardest holes to birdie on the course, I would say so. There's an over-the-top play, which is really dangerous, and a really tight line below, but the low ceiling makes it really hard to reach the green because it's a really long tunnel shot.
It's a 125 meter really long tunnel shot. You're trying to throw a hyzer flip, right, Stani?
Exactly.
Yes.
Just didn't really commit to it.
Yeah, you really need to power. You need the power to get through that hole.
Yeah, but the thing here is the biggest danger is the bush to the right.
Exactly.
You really don't want to be inside there, so to miss it left is the mistake to make.
Exactly. As long as you make it over the first bushes, because...
Yeah.
That's a great shot from Weronika. Weronika has some serious power, I would say.
Yeah. I already would assume her as the furthest throwing female player in the whole tournament.
That's not far from reality, I would say. Dinko swing it off a little bit.
Yeah. Let's see. He's really in scramble mode at the moment.
Exactly. He still has a good 30 meters to go.
Yes, that's most likely not going to be a par for Dinko. But
Weronika leaving it just a little too long.
That's another danger that's waiting on this hole. If you leave your approach long, you might not even get the par, even if you're only 5 meters long off the basket.
And the struggle just continues for Dinko.
Yeah, it's just hard to play on days like this. I mean, you need to imagine it's incredibly hot.
Yes.
The round is already really long. We're here like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I would say.
There were some serious backups on hole 8.
Yeah.
The players had to wait roughly half an hour on hole 8.
As a player, you really need to make sure to stay hydrated, to drink a lot of water,
Exactly.
just to stay focused.
Nice up.
Yeah, I was really making sure on this approach to not go long, because as I mentioned, long is not easy to putt from.
Dinko trying again, the turbo putt, but not managing to clean it up this time.
Yeah, would have been amazing.
Oh, that's a great save by Weronika. That was a very difficult light to putt from, I would say.
But she has got this like really nice nose up spin putt. So
With
really
a lot of
well
forward motion. Yes. Tommy cleaning up his par.
Yeah, par is a really okay score on this
Par
hole.
is an okay score.
This hole plays definitely more difficult than the previous one.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see, a little focus.
I think this is a thing that many people underestimate. Even if you're at such a short distance, you really need to go through your putting routine and your focus.
Yeah, that's something I really try to make happen.
Okay, hole 12. Hole 12 is a mando. You have to navigate on the left side of a mando tree, and it's really only about placement. The first shot is about placement. If you leave it short, then you really have nothing else but the pitch up behind the mando tree. And if you leave it too long, then you're basically losing your opportunity for a birdie.
Yeah.
It's a really tough hole. It's actually played the 5th hardest hole, averaging 4.73 at the MPO division.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yes.
And to me, this hole is really different than pretty much the rest of the course, because as the rest of the course is pretty much straightforward shots, this one is, yeah. Really.
Actually, it's kind of like the mirror of hole 4. It's a dogleg left hole, this is a dogleg right hole.
Yep.
Both holes are really only about placement.
Yeah. You need to place the first shot well, that's for sure. Let's see if Dinko can end his bleeding a bit.
And early release again from Dinko, and that's a very hard position to save your par from.
Yeah, par would be great from there. I can't really imagine that this is gonna end up as a par. Even I have to fight for my par
exactly.
here.
You just have to pitch up.
Yeah.
The drop zone is actually we have a drop zone right there where Stani you just threw. That's actually a very good place to be.
Exactly.
The basket is pretty attackable from the drop zone.
Yeah. If I'm short, then I always try to pitch up to the drop zone in this hole. Yeah, because
it's very seldom that you see on holes that the second shot by players is actually a putt on a par 4 hole.
yeah, that
But
can
sometimes
happen.
you have to do that.
Sometimes.
Oh, Weronika is quick.
Yeah, that's another thing we need to mention about Weronika. She is one of the quickest players I ever played with. Must be hard for the cameraman to always catch what she's doing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice, Dani. You love throwing that P2, right? It's the
Yeah.
P2, right? It's
Yeah,
the
exactly.
blue
It's
P2.
my blue P2. It's basically my
You can
go-to.
flip it up. It's a little understable. Holds the angle pretty well.
Yeah, I can throw it on each angle on my upshots. I really love that this gets just so neutral.
Tommy with a forehand approach, I would say it's his Midari.
Yeah, nice. I'm not that familiar with his ProDiscus discs, so now it's nice to have you here in the booth to give us a little bit on a closer look on Tommy's bag. I assume you know him, his play, his bag pretty well, aren't you?
Yeah, Tommy got a deal from ProDiscus. Actually, it's his first year playing for the team. Some unlucky branch hit by Weronika.
Yeah, that's some difficult.
That's the other
spots.
thing. There are many branches that you do not really see. So, nice putt by Tommy.
Yes.
Yeah, so there are many low-hanging branches that you don't really see. So basically, it's very important that before you throw, you really visualize the whole trajectory that you're about to play, because you might notice some unseen branches.
There's a lot of greens on the course where you really need to think where you want to place your shot. Because there's
Stani cleaning up his par.
Yeah, really excited about it.
And a bogey again for Dinko. Struggle just continues for him.
Yeah. Hole 13.
Hole 13. I would say it's a forehand it's a flick for many right-handed players. but there's also a very high turnover route to get to the basket. It looks like an easy hole, but it's actually again about placement. There's a really big tree guarding the basket just before it. So even if you shoot like a very nice angle, oh, this is looking nice. This is the shot I was talking about. It's a high turnover angle. And exactly that's the tree that you need to miss.
Yeah.
It's very close to the basket, so you actually have to throw behind the tree. Try to throw it a little long, leave it a little long.
Yeah, to me this hole is easy par but really hard birdie.
Yes.
It's definitely a bonus birdie for me. I mean, maybe other people might consider it different.
Yeah, this hole averaged 3.25 for the MPO division and 3.4 for the FJ18 division.
So
see, that was again one of those very hard, very invisible branches. So Dinko is throwing a forehand as a lefty.
yeah, I think it's even a forehand roller.
Forehand roller, yeah. That's a good, it's like a good play. Just keep turning. It's not really turning.
Not turned enough. But
so you can see the guardian tree that you have to actually navigate around, and that's a great shot.
yeah, that's a perfect approach.
There is actually the short route where you're going on the right side.
To the right of the tree.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, but to me this route.
This was Tommy's Midari upshot again.
Really good. Yeah, let's see what kind of stance Dinko has now.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's something I've never seen before.
Very interesting.
So he landed the disc on the
So
stool.
basically the chair was there before the round started.
Yeah.
It's the spotter's chair and she never moved it, so
Yeah, it's
that's an integral part of the course now.
Yeah, the chair is part of the course, so he has to play from the chair, and he almost sinks it with a forehand.
Maybe you should take the chair with you.
Dinko is going for the highlights now.
Exactly, he's putting on a show for us.
So he was the one who was voted on the feature card, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a voting, and yeah, Dinko, he is some kind of Croatian disc golf legend. He is doing a lot for the sport. I think he already hosted almost 100 tournaments. Is that correct?
Yeah, he did many. It can actually be close to 100. He did many tournaments.
It's a lot.
I really think that the sport needs people like Dinko because
Definitely. But maybe it would be interesting for people to hear a little bit about your experience as being the TD of this tournament. What's the special thing about it?
Well, I have to say that this required a lot of preparations. This is actually the largest tournament. Nice cleanup by Dinko. Sorry, by Stani. You guys, are you wearing Dinko's hat?
Exactly,
okay,
exactly.
Okay, great. Yeah, so this tournament required a lot of preparations, and especially that it's not a permanent course, so we really had to bring everything here. But some people said that it's a long drive to come to Szarvas, but I really think that it's worth it.
It's definitely worth it, I would say so. As we go to hole 14, which is one of the easier ones of the course, there's either a straight gap which you need to approach with either a forehand or backhand turnover, but there's also a backdoor spike hazard route. But
that's a very luck-based shot, I would say.
Yeah, I would say so too.
You're opting for the turnover with your rock.
Yeah, just a little low.
Yeah, that's the gap you have to go through. It's not far. The hole is not far. It's 92 meters, and it's the third easiest hole in the MPO division. Oh, Tommy leaving it a little early. That bush can be pretty hard to fight from.
Yeah, if you don't go like through the bush, if you're still in front of the bush, then par might get pretty difficult.
So it's something for Dinko.
Yeah, maybe it's a nice lefty hole. Let's see. He flips it up.
Like, just start fading. No.
Long putt. Yeah, long putt.
That's actually not a bad place to be. You might even have a putt from underneath those branches.
Yeah. Parking this
to scramble. That's the problem with those. They're pretty thick bushes.
Yeah. Parking this hole is not easy at all, but having a putt is what at least I'm going for. And I think which is the goal for.
Let's see
It
was definitely an outside of circle putt, and Stani, you have almost the same distance.
Yeah, it's like 15 meters, something around that.
Yep. Oh yeah, great shot. Stani.
Yeah, always nice to have this kind of a highlight putt. Nice birdie to get. Really happy about that one. Here we have Weronika scrambling for par.
Let's see Tommy cleaning up.
Bravo, Dinko.
His
Well
putting
done,
is pretty
Dinko.
solid, I would say.
Congrats.
Yeah, he had already some really long putts. And he's just a great putt. Yeah.
Nice.
As Weronika is, I mean, she is also a really great putter in my eyes.
And
Alright, hole 15, the second par 5 on the course, the longest hole on the course. And I would say the best eagle chance on the course. It's a turnover drive, then there's a really nice open fairway, and then it's a tight gap turning to the left to the basket. I'm trying to go big here.
what are you throwing here, Stani?
It's a T-bird, star T-bird,
T-bird.
speed in. Yeah, it usually holds the Anheuser angle the best for me, but this one faded out, so that's not the
You
best.
really
spot.
want to stay on the fairway.
Yeah.
It's a very attackable par 5,
Yeah.
I would say.
I would say so too.
Tommy's throwing his Lazari.
Yeah, also going fairway
Understandable
driver.
fairway driver. It's not a high, it's not a very large distance, but he's actually in the middle of the fairway, so
Yeah, he will
okay.
definitely have a
That
birdie
looks like
chance
great
from
shot.
there.
That looks like a great shot.
Oh, yeah.
It's fading a little.
Wide, close to Dani.
That's still okay.
Yeah, that's pretty close
Not a
to
lot
my
of, not a
drive,
lot of
so
obstruction, yeah.
a little less obstructed maybe.
Start fading, start fading.
And that's getting
it's
the
a little
cut
cut
roll.
Yeah, that's not a very nice place to be.
Thrower alert, how the Chomis commentary would call it. Here we
So
see.
in the distance you see that person walking, that's exactly where you have to start fading left. Tommy just put his disc right next to the
That's the
entrance.
perfect
That's a perfect shot.
He told me that was a Rasari.
Yeah.
He actually told me that two of his main distance drivers he lost just a couple of weeks ago, so
yeah,
he
the
had to
previous tournament.
yeah, he had to beat in some new ones, and he scratched them on the concrete
On
to
the
have
concrete,
them
yeah.
beat in a bit. He showed me
Yes.
that. So pretty fun story behind that distance driver. Really nice hyzer bomb
That's
by
a great
Weronika.
shot. Middle of the fairway, and she can definitely attack the green from there. Stani, you are opting for the same hyzer, right? Oh,
Yeah, I'm
just a pitch out.
just pitching out.
That's a
even.
wise decision because you do not really need distance on this hole because the attacking angle of the green is very good. It's just a hyzer angle for
Exactly.
right-handed players. And Dinko, oops, almost taking out our.
Yeah. That's gonna be easy up and down for Dinko from there, and that's my upshot for birdie. I would assume around 100 meter into the pin, but it's a really tough angle.
Yeah, you're leaving it a little too short.
Exactly. And
Then it's scrambling from there. You really need to. Weronika, let's see. Yeah, she's leaving it a little too tight.
Yeah.
Getting some branches. Where she landed is roughly, I would say, 20 meters from the pin.
Yeah, I think it's already jump putt.
Easy approach for Tommy.
Yeah, that's
5 meters from the pin. That's great.
so. Who's next? Dinko. I think it's already his 5th shot, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's a good up. And now I have to fight for a par here as well. I'm throwing putter turnover forehand, which is not that usual of a shot for me.
Not really. But it's a great pitch out and
Yeah,
you can clean up your par.
that's a long birdie look for Weronika. Nice run, but
There was a lot of commitment in that throw.
yeah, that's for sure. And this is a nervy putt, you know, I'm still bogey free for the round. That's definitely in my mind. I want to stay bogey free. Cashed it.
Staying focused is very important.
Definitely, especially on these hot temperatures, I feel that's the biggest challenge. Tommy with
a nice
a
birdie.
great birdie, yeah. We were actually,
This is a hole that you really want to birdie.
yeah, I feel so too. For MPO division, this should be the
MPO.
easiest hole.
Yeah.
Here we have it, Weronika with a par. There was one eagle on the day. It was a Czech player, Simon Gallia. Congrats to him. Great eagle, great highlight. Let's see if there's gonna be some more eagles in the tournament on hole 15.
We're coming to hole 16, which is a 120 meter long shot. It's a turnover shot for backhand players or a really long flick for right-handed players. But there's actually a lot of room on the left, so you can make a
You can even go roller.
Yeah, let's see what Tommy is throwing the high turnover shot, and the angle is looking nice. Oh, it's a little too early. It's not.
Yeah.
I think he's on the green.
Yeah, it's also if you go in with this high shot, it's a little bit of plinko playing with the trees.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you get the good kicks and then you're pretty close to the
Stani,
basket.
you're throwing your rock.
I am throwing a rock, exactly.
A rock on a high angle. That's the play for most right-handed backhand dominant players, I would say.
Yeah.
Turnover shot. And you're 5 meters from the pin.
Yeah,
It's a
as I
great
mentioned,
shot.
I didn't hit any branches, so that went through pretty nicely. Weronika with a great pull. Yeah, that's already putting, I would say.
Hole 16 played as the 4th easiest
Yeah,
hole for both divisions, both MPO and FG18 divisions.
that's kind of surprising to me because I feel it's not an easy birdie, but it's probably...
But then again, it's not. There were not a lot of bogeys. There are really no obstructions in your way. As long as you make it out to the fairway, it's a very easy up and down.
Exactly, there's no
to
OB,
get to the
it's
green.
not that long of a distance. So it's pretty easy par for pretty much everyone in the field, I would assume.
Weronika is attacking again.
Yeah, she is always running
She
the
is
putts.
always running the putts.
That's,
Really great player.
Yeah, definitely. She is, I really like that kind of attitude. Young girl just going for everything, smashing the disc.
Tommy had a low ceiling shot. He didn't really have anything from there.
Yeah, and this is a pretty good birdie chance for me. Roughly
Yes.
5 to 6 meters.
Great shot, Shani.
Little left, but in. Really happy about it.
Focused.
Yeah, already 7 down. I knew already that this was a pretty good round for me.
Exactly.
Just trying to not mess it up at the end.
We were talking about what rating would be the par on this course before the round. My guess was actually 960 would be around par.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because the layout we are playing now on this tournament wasn't played in tournament before. It was extended again. It's now called the Arboretum Champ layout. So
Par.
I think par was rated roughly around 970. Is that correct?
975 as far as I remember.
It's a challenging course, and we have it hole 17, which is the birdie you want to grab at the end. I think it's one of the easiest.
It's the second easiest hole for the
hole.
MPO division,
Yeah, it's
and
just
6th for the ladies.
There is some OB, but it's an OB island, but it's pretty easy to hit. So basically just a straightforward shot and trying to get as close as possible.
What are you throwing here, Stani?
That's an Star Avia 3.
And very close.
Yeah, that's just a straight putt. Yeah.
You have some guardian trees that you have to navigate around. The basket is tucked behind them, and there are some logs on the ground as well.
I think Tom is even going fairway driver here.
He's throwing his laser, yes.
Yeah, that's maybe a smart choice because of the low ceiling, as you mentioned, those guardian trees.
Fading a little to left. Tommy loves this disc. I think he fell in love with this disc when he first threw it. He uses it a lot, and especially on this course where you have a lot of technical placement shots, long placement shots.
Yeah.
These fairway drivers can become very, very handy.
Yeah, I think so too. On this kind of course, the fairway game needs to be on points to perform well.
Yeah.
So let's see if Dinko can pull off another highlight at the end. Almost the end. I think that's a flex with his... not too sure about the disc.
It's definitely putting range.
I just know Dinko loves to throw trilogy discs a lot. He has some Ballista Pros, some Rivers in his bag.
Let's see if Tommy can do this. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the branches you were talking about.
Exactly.
And here we see the logs. They're also protecting the basket a little bit.
Oh, almost.
Almost an outside circle putt for Dinko.
Weronika cleaning up his par.
Yeah, she's just playing one par after the other. Really nice. And here we go. That's almost a park job for myself. Yeah, already.
Down, Stani. That's looking like a very, very hot round.
Yes, at this point, Jakub Semerat is already done with his round. He played 8 down, which is the hot round. I actually checked scores and knew that, and now I'm going into hole 18, which is actually the hardest hole on the course.
Among all divisions.
Yeah.
It's playing 1.07 above par for the MPO and 2.4 above the FJ18.
That's no surprise to me that this turned out as the hardest hole, because it's really a tough tee shot, especially. I would assume the tunnel is at least 110 meters long.
Yeah, you need a. It's looking like a great shot. Yes, you really want to make it out with your first shot, but there are many trees.
Yeah.
It's a very narrow. It's a very narrow tunnel as well.
Exactly. It's really narrow. It's low ceiling.
If you can't make it out, you at least need to try to stay on the fairway, and that's a great shot by Tommy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Amazing
That's
shot.
where you want to be. And from there, his line may be a little obstructed. I can see some cut down trees there.
Yeah.
But you really want to stay on the fairway. Fading of left, what Weronika is doing, can actually. That's probably bogey land.
Yeah, I would assume so too. I mean,
Dinko is playing smart. You really do not want to get a lot of distance here. Staying on the fairway is much more important than
definitely, definitely. And even bogey is not a bad score on this hole.
Exactly.
So, I mean, here
in the distance you can see the water cans and something like a T sign. We used to have the T back there when we started playing this layout.
Okay. So there was some extension made over the years. I think that hole is almost 100 meters longer now.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing about like having a championship course. You need to extend it year after year, make it harder.
And that's a place where you really do not want to be.
Yeah.
Those bushes are really thick and there's just no way through the basket.
That's what I'm thinking here as well. Don't go in left. Throw it along the right side OB.
Yes.
And what did I do?
Yes.
Just
it's actually a very hard shot because you really need to put it a lot wider than you think.
Yeah. Exactly. I got tricked by the distance here as well again.
Yeah. Yeah, Tommy has an obstructed stance here.
Yeah, let's see how this works for him. He definitely needs to swing it out wide. But he also does the same mistake. Then
it's a very common mistake. We see that mistake made by many people. And from that place, your really only option is to.
Yeah. So here we see Weronika learning.
That's exactly what you need to do.
Yeah, learning from the mistakes we made.
Exactly. You need to keep it out wide.
That's a circle 2 putt
for
par.
for Weronika. That's pretty nice.
That's not bad. And now we actually searched for Dinko's disc quite a while here. It was hanging in a tree, and now he's pitching out, just to have an easy upshot.
Tommy has a way out. Okay.
Yeah, he is at least out.
He's at least out, yes.
Let's see what Dinko has in store. Maybe another highlight. Almost. I think he was trying to ring it up. Looked like it. Really touchy shot. That's me somewhere in there.
Did you see something or?
Yeah, there was actually a gap, but I didn't hit it. Still in there somewhere. Yeah.
And Weronika just once again attacking the basket with full commitment.
Yeah, you see me jumping out the woods, yeah. That's actually a pretty stressful bogey putt I left for myself, but let's see Tommy.
Tommy, almost.
Yeah.
Almost saving his par.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
He's sitting at even par currently. Let's see, so that's my putt to finish up things.
At least.
Yeah, it's okay. Bogey on the last hole never feels good if you had a bogey-free round going, but still a really hot round for myself. Happy about that.
Yes, Dani.
Same for Weronika. She played the hot score in
the FJ18 division.
And she would also have been the leader in the FPO division.
With that
important to mention. Yeah.
Dinko has definitely left himself some room to improve.
Yes.
And
for sure.
Let's see how Tommy cleans up.
Yeah, that's even par.
I think Tommy is a little unhappy with his +1.
Yeah, but he actually told me he had a really stressy Thursday, so...
Yes, I have to say that, like, okay, he had a really bad story, so basically their cat at home. Almost, the cat fell out of the window, so they actually had to take the cat to the veterinarian.
Oh no, that's so unfortunate.
They had a summer house where there was a water leakage, so they had to go there and pump it out. In any case, Stani, a hot round by you, 7 under.
Yeah, second place in MPO. Tommy, +1 in 10th place. Weronika leading FJ 18, and here we see Dinko Šimenc not playing well, but having some highlights for us.
Thank you, Dinko.
Thanks, Dani. For this tournament. Thanks to PDGA Europe. Thanks to proDiscgolf for sponsoring this coverage. Everyone here, subscribe, like. See you for the next round. Goodbye.
Goodbye.